Hi, it's Moss, and here's a quick tour of the state of 1 o'clock. So we're starting in Vancouver here, and that's my hometown. And we start off, it's rainy, it's the stereotypical Vancouver weather. And we move on to the pink border. So this is our portal to Terrapin. And we pass through there. There is a pink policeman who checks to see if we have the correct papers, if we have the passport, and if we're meant to be there. So it's a threshold guardian, and so we've got to get through there. There's a password, which is Hornswoggle, and we move on to Mornington Crescent. This is a street from, it's based on the one in London, in Camden Town, but this version is completely circular. It contains the old garden, gated garden that it used to have. And let's see, the Powers of Terrapin live there, and the Green Lion actually has a house there. Number 7 Mornington Crescent is the location of the train station, Pancras Station. And so we get on the train, we take the train through the mountains to the underground dwarven city of Emod Rednoth. One area that we pass through is Messina by Me, which is from the French for pointing two mirrors at each other, so they reflect each other as a kind of tunnel. And that's this whole space in between, around Terrapin, is this kind of mirror maze, where it's very sort of, say, vague, whereas the rest is sort of more clearly defined. The Dwarven City is underneath the Nibelring Mountains, and this is from Wagner's Ring Opera. And then we move down to Turlington, which is where the Halves, it's a Halves town, the station there. And the Halves are based off of the Hobbits from Lord of the Rings. We move down to the elven town of South Eves. There's a castle up here at this X, and there's a elven city over here that I have yet to explore. Earlier on it was called Issel, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. The Underwood here, these three areas, the forest, the hills, and the mountains, they all continue around Terrapin in a kind of series of rings that encircle the fantasy world of Terrapin. Another ring that's going around is the Everbriars, these white, thorny vines that are continually trying to block off the train tracks, and they are being burned away. There's this constant process of getting rid of these thorny fantasy briars. So we continue on by train to Purlocks, and this is the city-state, the capital of the state down here. Above it is this large red cloud, a circular cloud that's moving in the opposite direction of the ongoing storm that is covering the state. And then down at the bottom here we have Lake C, which is this inland sea, very much like the Mediterranean, and in the middle of which is an eternal city. It's on an island, and that's borrowing from Tolkien and Lewis and other myths, say like Avalon and Atlantis. All right, so there we go, and that is the state of 1 o'clock.